Now, Grizz, calm down, okay? The direct wasn't even that bad. All right, no, first of all, don't tell me what wasn't that bad, all right? You got to tell me, okay, we haven't had a solid Nintendo Direct since my birthday in 2019, September 4th, and you mean to tell me that I ain't got nothing to complain about? Are you kidding me? And who cut this camera on? You really, what you think, you Tony Baker or something, you cutting stuff on? This is absolutely ridiculous, because I haven't been on this platform since November. Really, just sitting down doing reaction videos, and you think I don't need to do anything? Nah, they need to know. I wasn't too pleased about that Nintendo Direct. Two or more months, I come back to y'all because I finally hear about a Nintendo Direct. The first Nintendo Direct since my birthday in 2019, September 4th. I was excited then, and I was excited today. So excited that I went out and grabbed a sandwich. It was 50 minutes of a Nintendo Direct. Excited, right? But I was a bit disappointed. Well, that's simply because I'm not an RPG dude. Now, if you was an RPG guy, you probably got everything you wanted and then more. Not Persona 5 on the Switch, of course, but you got so many RPGs on here. So I actually went and backtracked to the September 4th of 2019, and I'm looking at everything that was on there, and I'm thinking I'm starting to notice a pattern with Nintendo. They seem to be becoming very niche, and the other titles where more casual people or a bigger crowd, they just give us to it in a smaller direct, right? So in 2019, we got Link's Awakening, Dragon Quest XI, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, the SNES Online, Witcher 3, Deus Ex Machina, Luigi's Mansion DLC, Overwatch, Trials of Mana, Little Town Hero, Banjo-Kazooie, and Terry Bogard, and basically Super Smash Brothers, right? Now we still getting Super Smash Brothers. Now we still getting Animal Crossing stuff in 2021. You know what wasn't there? In fact, you know what? Let me tell you what was there. We got a new Mario Golf. Cool. Not for me. Right? They got this mode where everybody jumps at they go at the same time, they hit the ball, and y'all gotta race each other to the end. Basically, Battle Royale-ish, I guess, a little bit in a golf form. And y'all gotta race each other to the end to get to the hole, to the final hole. And that's cool, not for me. Like I said, this whole presentation was pretty niche, and I just really wasn't feeling it. But there was also, okay, this is a ton of RPGs, okay? You got a Legend of Mana remake, right? Then, of course, there was finally Fall Guys. We knew Fall Guys was eventually going to hit the Nintendo Switch. It was only a matter of time. I'm guessing there was a timed exclusivity on the PlayStation platform. This game is officially coming out in the summer of this year. It'd be funny if it was fall. But, yeah, and I digress, okay? Then we got Outer Wilds, which is critically acclaimed. We got more Monster Hunter Rise, the game that we already know about and that we constantly see about. The game is actually coming out in March. The game that's getting its own Nintendo Switch bundle, right? We knew about this game. And so the first half an hour of this presentation was a bunch of stuff that I really wasn't feeling. But then later on, we got a chance to see some more stuff. There's also Tales from the Borderlands because, you know, they switched the publishing and everything over. I will say that they gave us Splatoon 3 at the end. Now, the way it opened, they showed basically Squid Girl sitting in the desert, and then they show her walking a little bit after she customized her skin and her outfit and everything like that, even down to her hair. And I think it's pretty cool. But I'm guessing that this is the single player thing, right? They show her walking through a desert, and then she suddenly just gets on a train and it goes back to the city. The camera swirls around and it says Splatoon 3, and then they just went straight to the multiplayer. They went straight to the multiplayer gameplay. Now, that's just what Splatoon is. We know what it is already. Why didn't y'all just try to give us more on a single player? Now, I didn't play the Octo expansion on Splatoon 2. I did enjoy what I did play on Splatoon 2, but I do really like some of the story content. Maybe one day I'll go back and play Splatoon 2 and play some of these DLCs because the Octo expansion looked actually pretty good. And honestly, it seems like they're trying to make some form of post-apocalyptic family-friendly game with Splatoon 3 with the story, of course. It seems like the single player might be something different, might be something bigger, who knows. But I'm interested in Splatoon 3, but it wasn't anything that made me go, oh, that's crazy, it looked good, but I wasn't really flabbergasted. We got one of the leaks that happened with the hack that happened with Capcom a couple months back. We got a bunch of Capcom arcade classics. You start off with one game and then you can purchase on and keep going on to a bunch of other games. We finally got a date for No More Heroes 3, and that's August 27th. That's very, very good. But once again, I'm not the hugest fan of No More Heroes franchise. But I do want to go back and play the first two because they're kind of up my alley, the action-packed Japanese silly stuff. I do like that type of stuff, but I definitely gonna want to beat all of that just so I can get up to No More Heroes 3, so I'm all caught up to speed. And then we got the DC Superhero Girls. This was on a 50-minute direct. They could have put this on a partner showcase. They could have put this on something smaller. But for 50 minutes, you just use it. No, you were supposed to come through with bangers. That's what me and a lot of other people's problems was. You give us DC fingers. It's like Spider-Man Friend or Foe. They got these chibi art styles, these cutesy DC superheroes, Wonder Woman, Batgirl, and etc., right? Supergirl. And I don't know. Maybe there is an audience for it. There's always an audience for these type of games. The game actually looked like a little fun, cutesy beat 'em up, 3D beat 'em up. Fine, but on this 50-minute direct, it just whatever. I hope the game sells, and I hope things are actually fun. They remastered Miitopia, which I do believe was originally on the Nintendo Switch, and you can get further in depth with customization. Once again, yet another RPG. Now I know y'all remember Project Octopath Traveler. What was supposed to happen is that was supposed to be a working title, and that actually basically just was the name of it. The same people that made this are coming out with another game that says it's a working title, and it's called Project Triangle Strategy. I'm not making this up. They just said if we can get up with Project Octopath Traveler, let's see how far we can get. They're saying it's a working title, but hey, somewhere down the line, we are probably going to eventually get this being the official title, or they're going to change it just a little bit. But basically, it's a strategy game with a demo that came out that same day, right after the presentation, which is pretty cool, but also wasn't for me. More niche. Then we got Samurai Warriors 5 on Nintendo Switch. I was about to say PS5 on the Nintendo Switch. Very niche. Then we got Knockout City. This is done by EA. Now, I'll give credit to them. Well, it's actually published by EA. It's one of the EA originals. And so it basically seems like Splatoon, but dodgeball. So basically, it seems like you're on a team of 3 online, and y'all are passing the ball to each other, and then y'all can do special attacks, special ult attacks, because you know when you have these type of games, Overwatch meets Splatoon and dodgeball, whatever. Now the game definitely looks fun. I will give that to them. It looks fun. I'm not saying I'm gonna play it or not. I'm not sure, but it looks fun, and I want to hear more about it. And then they started it off, of course, with Pyra and Mytha from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Another Smash character, fine, that's cool, whatever. Always happy. I'm not really the fan of Smash, but hey, more characters, that's what's up. But I really wasn't too excited about this. What the greatest thing, the best thing that came out of this is the fact that what I've been expecting, what I've been asking for a while was The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword coming to the Nintendo Switch, the HD version. They look like they just made it HD. They didn't do too much. But what they did do is they completely updated the controls. Now, if you remember this on the Nintendo Wii, it was completely motion controls. And now, given the fact that I wasn't a big fan of motion controls, and still not, because even on the PS5, there's certain stuff that you got to use motion controls. Man, I'm not a fan of that. So I don't like the fact that sometimes you can't opt out of motion controls. But in this version of Skyward Sword, people, you know, would probably want to play this on their Switch Lite, correct? Well, they made sure that since you can't take the Joy-Con off and do your thing, you use the analog to swipe down, to swipe up, around, diagonally, whatever. They figured it out, and that actually sounds much better. This is a Legend of Zelda game that I actually almost beat before I beat my first Legend of Zelda game with Breath of the Wild. Yes, everybody just calm down. No pitchforks and torches, please. But I've always been an appreciator of the Legend of Zelda lore, but I've never really gotten a chance to play it, to really get into it and finish it. But Skyward Sword, I actually got pretty far, but I didn't like the fact that, you know, I was trying to figure out how to get in this door, one of those doors with an eyeball on top. This might be a spoiler, and I feel like I want to help you out a little bit. You basically had to do this with the sword. to basically confuse the eye and make it fall off because Zelda stuff, you know. But that game turned out to be actually very fun. I enjoyed it, and I wanted to get further in because I was really interested in encountering with the final boss, because you know what, I won't give you any more spoilers, right? There's certain things in that game that I know of that I'm not spoilers, but I want to experience. I want you to experience for yourself. But this is probably the greatest thing that came out of this direct. Besides, also, we're getting some special edition Legend of Zelda Joy-Cons. Yes, Joy-Cons. We're getting, they're both blue, but different shades of blue. One is inspired after the Hyrulean Shield, and the other one is after the Master Sword, which is very fly. But what I am disappointed about is the fact that there was absolutely no Metroid in any shape or form. No Metroid Prime 4, no Metroid Prime Trilogy, and of course, no Nintendo Switch Pro, but they also said that they wouldn't be showing this anytime soon. But you get us excited. Now, you know, it's just, yeah, maybe we hype stuff up too much. That's fine. But we haven't gotten a Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Direct that actually meant something at some point. We were super excited as soon as we heard about a Nintendo Direct, and even the Partner Showcase. Even though the Partner Showcase isn't anything super great, but it's still very good, we don't have any expectations. But when you tell us that you're giving us a Nintendo Direct, 50 minutes, and you giving us 50 minutes of almost absolute niche titles, well, that's kind of upsetting. Now, a lot of these things coming out is great for a lot of people, but I'm starting to realize that the Nintendo Switch, which I haven't really touched like that in the last year, because we've been in a pandemic, and I go to work here and there. Other than that, I'm right here at home with my children. So it's just like, I kind of want to play my Nintendo Switch on the go, stuff like that. Well, they realize that, and they want to actually put everything, all the RPGs on the Nintendo Switch, because of course RPGs you got to pour a lot of hours into. Now me, I'm not a big RPG guy. Maybe I'll make a video on that eventually, but you know, I wasn't too much of a fan. I really wanted a Metroid Prime Trilogy on there. I own the first two Metroid Prime games on my GameCube, but I don't really like the controls too much. I play it here and there, but you know, then I go. But I would love to see it fully optimized on a Nintendo Switch. Hopefully, I won't have to wait until the inevitable Nintendo Switch Pro comes out, and maybe then we start getting it. I just need some new stuff on my Nintendo Switch. I haven't really played it maybe in more than a year, because when did Astral Chain come out? The last time I really played my Nintendo Switch was when Astral Chain came out. Super Mario 3D All-Stars just wasn't it for me, okay? I don't think Mario 64 aged well. Yep, I said it. And Super Mario Sunshine is very annoying. And so is Super Mario Galaxy. I don't like motion controls. Maybe you can turn off motion controls, and I don't know it, but I don't even know why I bought the game. All due respect to everybody that appreciates those games, it wasn't for me, okay? Mario 35th anniversary is basically done. Mario 35, that's gone. That's getting ready to leave next month. And then Mario 3D All-Stars, you won't be able to buy anymore after the anniversary. But the Legend of Zelda anniversary and the Metroid anniversary, same year. So we was hoping that, you know, we would hear something about Metroid, because we got to hear more about Legend of Zelda. We're getting Age of Calamity DLC. It's getting an expansion pass. Then Eiji Aonuma-san, he basically said, yo, I need y'all to wait a little bit longer. We apologize. So I really do believe that we are getting Breath of the Wild 2 on the inevitable, yes, the inevitable, Nintendo Switch Pro. And we'll see what that happens. It's going to look a lot better. Hopefully there's going to be a significant amount of changes, because they've delayed it here and there. They've delayed it over time. It's just been a lot of delays, and I do understand that we are in the middle of a pandemic, and a pandemic slows everything down. But cheese on bread, Nintendo. Throw us a bone here. At least let us know that Metroid Prime Trilogy is in the works, and then you don't want to release it until November, October, December, whatever. Let us know something. Okay, a lot of this stuff was niche. Mario Golf looks cool. Okay, and all of these RPGs look cool. All of this stuff looks fun, but what about people like me, who is not an RPG player? What am I going to do? Play Apex Legends? Yeah, that's coming to the Nintendo Switch, but that ain't my cup of tea either. I want a good first-person shooter or an adventure game or something. Yeah, we got Bowser's Fury. Super Mario 3D games are always fire, right? They're always great. But what was the big thing? What's the next big thing? We still didn't hear anything about Bayonetta 3. So I'm really wondering what's going on behind the doors of Nintendo. But my two most anticipated games is, and this is kind of cheating, Metroid Prime Trilogy Collection, because I do know they're going to, I don't know for a fact, but I do believe they're going to re-release it all together. But then maybe we know Nintendo, they like money, so they'll probably release it individually each, maybe even for $60, because I'm pretty sure that Skyward Sword HD is going to be $60. Is what it is. They know we're going to buy it. They know we're going to buy all of this stuff. Even though people like me are complaining, I might buy all of this stuff, but I haven't really bought a Nintendo Switch game since, I want to say, October, when Mario All-Stars came out. I actually won. I got a few new games, but one I actually got, I won Troll Hunters. I'm a big fan of the show, of the Legends of Arcadia, those shows on Netflix, but I actually played the game. Now, the game isn't all that great, but it's Troll Hunter lore. Absolutely love it, right? So basically, I haven't really been playing my Switch like that. I have not. I would love to play my Nintendo Switch. I love my Nintendo Switch. And yes, I do have a PS5 now, and I was just straight up bothered by the fact that I could not even get a PS5 for the longest. I mean, seriously, when you're younger and you're like, man, I don't have the money, why can't I get this? And now you're older, you have the money, but you can't get the system. It was extremely exhausting. So I play my PS5 all day, every day. Of course, when I get a chance, you know, being a parent. But what I'm saying is, I would love to play my Nintendo Switch. My Nintendo Switch can go with me anywhere. Period. I would love Metroid and other stuff. In fact, surprise us with a new IP, something small, something big. It doesn't matter. Okay? Give us a new Mario Kart. But why, when you're still making money hand over fist with Mario Kart and Splatoon and all of this other stuff? Listen, lads and ladders, thank you so much for watching. And it feels good to finally make a brand new video. Let me know down in the comments, did you miss me? Do you want to see me make more comments? This is the Grizz Reacts, and I'm going to bring back Yesterday Today. I do want to say this. I am going to have a new schedule because, straight up, I am a single parent. This pandemic is completely stressful. Some people, it's depressing. It's really, really rough. And especially being a single parent, especially these children, I need to come up with a better schedule. So, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you will receive Yesterday Today. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will be streaming randomly for an hour. Yes, gotta wait till the kids to go to sleep. From 10 to 11, I will be streaming anything, whatever. I'll probably, once you guys start tuning into the streams, I will be giving you options and have you help me pick between 3 games, and I will stream it for that hour. You can come in on these streams Tuesdays and Thursdays, come in, ask questions about games and other stuff, and just make casual conversation. Every other Friday, I will be bringing the podcast back. Gotta definitely set up a schedule that's conducive, so it's not stressing me out, and I'm not trying to do so much, and I don't disappear for 2 months. But, lads and lads, tell me what you ultimately thought about the Nintendo Direct. I know that there is some of y'all out there that was very, very happy to see all of these games here. Not me, because they seemed very niche, but it was still Nintendo Direct. It was happy to see it, but hey, I went and got my sandwich and my snacks and everything, and I guess for me, I wasted my time, but for you, might be a completely different story. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and this video is finito.